Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Milan Monday, summing up another terrible week to be a Milan fan. Great. So today we're going to be reviewing the awful game that was the Supercoppa Italiana, the great chance for redemption after 3 consecutive games without a win. And what a letdown it really was. Right from the start you could see it was not going to be a good game. We had more attacking impetus this time, at least, for the first half at least, and to be fair, the second half I think we tried a bit. But the defence, it's never been this bad. I don't think, or if it has been this bad, it hasn't been this bad since 2019. I can say that for sure, not in consecutive games in a row, and just, I can't believe I'm saying that, because 2019 that was a dark year. That was, I think that was the year that we missed out on Champions League qualification by a point, and then Gianpaolo, that name just sums itself up. I don't think I need to describe anymore. And then the rocky few first months of Pioli's reign, that was 2019, an awful year, and we haven't played this bad since then. I'm really just flabbergasted how we've fallen off since the highs of last season, winning the Scudetto, to this. This is what we've fallen to, losing 3-0 to Inter in a crucial Super Cup game that could have turned our season around, or could have just confirmed the utter shambles that we are right now, and it was the latter that turned out. I don't think Inter didn't have to do much. All 3 of the goals were just so cheap. It was, for the first one was just a, quick passing move that opened our defence up like a hot knife through butter. The second goal was appalling concentration on everyone's part here, especially the defence. Just one pass through to Dzeko, he turns Tonali like it's nothing, and it's 2-0. And the third goal, by that point I'd stopped watching. I didn't see anything in Milan's performance to convince me to keep watching. I'd rather just do work that would actually be useful to my life than watch 45 minutes more of that crap. But I did see that in the end, Inter did make it 3-0, and apparently it was a just schoolboy error from Tomori to allow Lautaro to get through and score. Would have summed up the entire evening, frankly. I think that there's a fundamental issue, especially with the defence, the attitude and the lack of concentration. It really, really gets us. Even in a game that I think the team itself knows that it needs to respond and it needs to play well, the attention is just not there in those crucial moments. The concentration, the quality there's none of it. It's gone. It's been gone since the start of the year. Like that's it. The only game that we've won so far this year, we played 5, is at the start against Salernitana, and even that was a nervy ending, and it was frankly the same problems we had in the first half of the season. In fact, I can't believe that I was glad for the World Cup break, because we were going into that scraping by. We were scoring last minute winners here, there, everywhere. We weren't playing well against whatever opposition we faced, and if we did, it was very rare. But this year it's somehow got so much worse. It's so awful to watch, and I'm really worried that we've always had dips in form. Like last season we had sort of a dip in form. We lost some games here and there. Like I remember, I think in April we had we stumbled. We drew 2 games 0-0 in a row, like crucial stretch of the season. Luckily didn't affect the Scudetto triumph, but it was a definite wobble. So we've had dips in form before, even when we're at our best. But this is something different. It's not just a temporary wobble. It's not just maybe a piece of bad luck. It's a fundamental issue. That's the most worrying thing, and it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to come out of this rut. And the game we have coming up against Lazio, boy, is it crucial for so many reasons. So many reasons. We've had such a terrible start to this year, and to continue it, never mind the standings in the league, which are very important, to continue that would be, in such a crucial game, would be another sort of definite sign that things are not right at all. And then we have the ongoing Leao negotiations, which are very hard because of the fine that he owes to Sporting, and his wages that I think they've currently been agreed, but to be in this sort of form right at a crucial stage in the renewal certainly isn't perfect. You don't want Leao to think twice about renewing. He wanted to stay, And I think he still wants to stay, but if this rut continues and it's clear that we're going nowhere this season, who says that he will indefinitely want to stay? So we got to get out of this rut in form to prove that we're still in for something this season. This season isn't completely wasted, because in 10 days, since the 2-2 draw against Roma to the 3-0 loss against Inter, that's 3 objectives gone, basically. If we had not slipped up against Roma and then, drop points against Lecce, we would be within, I think, 5 points of Napoli. Now we're 9. 9 points away, and Napoli look unstoppable, and frankly, they probably are going to win the league this season. Coppa Italia, knocked out first round. That was not the plan. We were supposed to go at least maybe to the semi-finals, maybe even try and win it. Supercup, definitely try and win against our city rivals, and we've dropped that as well. It's just an utter capitulation so far this January, and in the second to last game of January against Lazio, we need to pick it up. I can't bring it to words how crucial it is. We need to improve massively. We need to just get the 3 points and actually give a performance that gives people like me faith that we can actually turn this rut around. Anyway, I think that'll be the end of this video, to be honest. I don't think much else happened this week. Of course, we have the ongoing Leão negotiations, which I touched upon, and the stances haven't really changed much. It seems like a bit of a deadlock, but there's also optimism, although clearly optimism doesn't really mean much with contract negotiations. I remember the word optimism being thrown around for Kessie, and look what happened with that. So, well, we'll wait and see, basically. We'll wait and see. And other than that, yeah, nothing really has changed. Oh, and Juve got docked 15 points. Although I don't think it will only... I don't think only Juve will suffer. I think that ruling will set a precedent, especially with Napoli, because Napoli have been involved in very similar shady transfer dealings. Osimhen, look it up. And yeah, even us, they'll probably always trying to find a way to bring us down, and Pro Inter, obviously, there's, I think their owners aren't in too good of a state. It's right to mock Juventus, considering how they've been favoured. They were favoured so much throughout the mid-2010s, but let's just say, I don't think it's going to stop at Juventus, Anyway, that will be the end of the video. I got a bit sidetracked there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully, next week I can be slightly more positive about the outlook of Milan. Hopefully we can get 3 points. Forza Milan, come on. See you next week.